Hey everybody, so we're just going to take a quick look at the Unico Phoenix M26 monitor. This is just like a quick unboxing, just so you can see kind of how it does come packaged up. It is packaged really well. For me, it was shipped in two boxes. The main box that held the monitor, but then also in another cardboard box, as you can see here. It's a plain box with just a simple black sticker with the Phoenix badging, and that's pretty much it. But inside, it's well insulated. It has a really thick foam that the monitor itself is sitting inside of. It does come with a couple instructions on the on-screen display, and then the main user manual also. Cool thing I saw about the manual is in the very back. There's some color shots showing an MVS single slot board being hooked up to the monitor itself, so you can kind of see an example of how to hook it up to the monitor, which I thought was kind of cool. It does come with an AC adapter. And for me, it was just a little nitpick, but it did have like this foam insert on the top, like the cutout, but it didn't quite cover the entire screen. I would have liked for it to just cover the whole screen. It is protecting the screen, which is it's serving its purpose, but I just had an issue with it not covering the whole thing. It does have like a little some tabs on the top and the bottom where you should be taking the monitor out of, so that you're not handling the screen itself. You can just kind of lift it up from there. And so what I'm doing here is just kind of showing the bottom part of it, and that's kind of where the I/O is. But as you can see, there's a little cutout to let that box kind of sit in there nicely. Flipping or taking the cover off, and it does have like a little foam cover also. But the screen itself is kind of sitting in a bracket housing. And that's kind of like a little box that it's resting in, which you'll see a little bit more details on the next shot. But here I'm just kind of looking at it, seeing like if the gaps kind of surrounding it. But I would imagine it's not going to cover it like precisely. But there is like this film cover over the screen itself, which on mine it was a little peeled off already on the bottom corner. But here's some details just on the dimensions. So the screen dimensions are right here. And then if you want to just think about the dimensions of the whole thing with the bracket, that's what's coming up here. So that's what you're seeing there. And these are just my measurements, so I think it's pretty close to what I said. So this is the back of the monitor and the housing, the bracket housing. So that's just like another box that the monitor's sitting inside of, and it's screwed down into the monitor itself. So I'm just kind of showing you that, how it's set up. And this is the I/O, so it's got power, HDMI, VGA, and the CGA, EGA, which I've never used. Those are the actual arcade inputs, from my understanding. And that's the power, an additional power source that in the example it showed that. And there's the on-screen display, I guess the panel or the control board for your on-screen controls. And it's just a Phoenix Unico sticker with the product UPC. And here I'm just kind of showing you just again how it's kind of secured into the monitor. So here's a quick shot of the on-screen display control board. Pretty basic, just power, menu, up, down, and auto controls. So we're just going to take a look at some of those settings now on screen. This is Marvel vs. Capcom 2 running on the Dreamcast through VGA. And pretty basic settings. You have picture color display setup and information. Information is just a breakdown of what the input source is, and this is 640 by 480 coming out of that Dreamcast. On the picture settings, I do have it set at 0 on the brightness. It has 0, 50, and then 100. For me, 0 was plenty bright. Not that 50 was too bright, but when I set it to 0, I thought it would look just fine, and I imagined that would just help me gain better blacks, and maybe even brighter whites. But I just have it set at 0. I don't know, why not? There's a video that I'm going to be linking to at the end of this one that is just gameplay footage, and it's set at that 0 brightness, and it's in a lit room, and then I turn off the lights so you can kind of see what it's like in the dark. But yeah, now I'm just kind of navigating through all the settings, and if it seems like I'm taking a while in any one particular settings, because I'm getting used to the board, that on-screen display control board. just, you know, navigating it and pushing the right button to help it go up and down, just kind of getting used to that. I still need to get used to that. One thing that's really easy to do is push the power button. If you're not looking at what you're doing, you could turn it off, and I mean, it's not gonna kill the monitor or anything, but it's just annoying. One thing I would recommend is setting up the timer on the screen on the display on this menu to like 20 seconds, just so it doesn't shut off on you. One of the other things that I did notice on the Dreamcast is that the H position, it was all set at 50. So H position, V position was all set at 50, 50, 50, whatever, all that stuff. But with the Dreamcast, for some reason the screen was kind of shifted off to the right, and so I had this black bar, and I'm going to kind of show you kind of where it was. So see that black bar on the left? That's kind of what I first saw when I launched the Dreamcast, when I powered it on. So I just kind of found this setting and discovered that this is kind of how I needed to fix that, and just change the H position back to, or move it to 17, and that fixed that. And it doesn't stretch the screen at all. It's just moving it, shifting it to square it off with the actual monitor itself. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really have anything else to show you here. There's going to be some gameplay footage that I'm going to link to at the end of this video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And if there's something else you want to see, let me know, and maybe I can just make another video showing you that. But anyways, this thing's coming soon. It's going to be $299. And stay tuned, and thanks for watching.